What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Ocular Fraudo Regenesis, their version of a G2 Swindle. So this was sent to me by Dr. Diecast. Thanks for sending me these. I'm actually going to be looking at the whole set and combining it eventually. But right now we're just looking at this guy, and we will bring in the original for comparison, but really cool to be able to take a look at this. Let's take a look at the paint scheme. Now, I called it a repaint, but it's actually more like a recolored plastic. I don't know how they're doing this effect here. I guess it's paint. It's really hard to tell. It's almost like it's like part of the plastic. It's really well done either way. There is paint on it. I mean, this purple up here is paint. Purple on the lights. This is plastic colored. The red is plastic colored, but I'm not sure about the camo detail. It's very hard to tell. Either way, it's amazingly well done. If it is paint, it's beautiful. Maybe it's a tampo, but you do have paint on the head here. You got the silver mouthpiece there, and then the metallic purple for the eyes. That looks really, really nice. You do get some nice accessories with this guy. You get an alternate head here, and it's just on a ball joint. This is just the smiling sort of face. So you can pop this off the ball joint, get this one on. That looks nice. We'll leave that one on there. You also get his gun here, and that just tabs into the palm just like every Masterpiece style transformer. And then you get his shoulder cannon, which will fit right here. And that looks good as well. All really nicely done. You also have this piece left over, which is the mounting piece for vehicle mode for these two guns. But you can store it back here. So, I have to remember where this goes. I think it goes right here. Yeah, so you can store that there. There's probably a bunch of other places you can put it to, but for now, that's just out of the way. And storage is always nice. So let's go over his articulation. The head is on a ball joint, so it goes up to there, down to there, side to side movement, and it does rotate all the way around. Shoulders rotate around on a friction joint here, up on a friction joint this direction. Rotation at the bicep. You do have the faux wheels here. They actually turn, which I don't remember these turning on the original, but that's interesting. I'll have to take a look. Double joint elbow gets you the full bend there. Rotation at the wrist. Individually articulated fingers, they are curled, so you only get a single pin there. And then the thumb is on a ball joint. So you can pose the hand, but a little bit weird because if you want to point, you can't really do that with that curled finger. Rotation at the waist. No ab crunch on this guy, which is interesting. The way they designed him, it's just... But you can kind of fake an ab crunch because of the way the hips move, but no ab crunch. You have a hip skirt that goes out of the way here. The legs go up to there, back to there, out to the side. All of those are on friction. Rotation at the thigh. Single jointed knee gets you 90 degrees. It's a very tight joint. But of course, I always prefer tight versus loose. Ankle tilt, ankle pivot. You can drop this down and get a little bit more out of it due to the joint. And then the toe itself can move and the heel can move. So plenty of movement on those heels. And for a size comparison, there is G2 Swindle next to Transform Elements Optimus Prime. Same size as before, but comes up to about his mid-waist. Looks good in terms of scale. And for another comparison, there it is next to the G2 version of Vortex, his teammate from MMC. They're shaping up to be a nice looking team. And here they are from the back. Yeah, really good looking camo deco on these guys. So here's the comparison that I think everyone wants to see. Here's the original Fraudo in his G1 colors. Looks really good. I mean, I love how they've repainted. So the purple is a slightly different shade. It's not matte, but it's not as shiny. And it's a little bit brighter. The camo paint obviously stands out here. The eyes are a slightly different color, although very similar. Coming to the side, the weapons are actually black instead of this gray. This one had some black accents on it, so that's kind of nice. Coming to the back, you have the purple here instead of the beige. That all looks good. And I had forgotten how fun this was to transform. I had to do this one off camera, and man, it's really good. It's really fun. But since we have already looked at this guy on this channel and we have transformed him, he's really fun. We're going to get it transformed off camera and we'll be right back in the vehicle mode. All right, there we have G2 Fraudo in his vehicle mode. Really beautiful. Look at that. You got the green headlights, yellow taillights there. Painted purple for the hood there. Painted silver rims. All that camo decal comes across beautifully here. Got the spare tire there. Really, really nice. You can, just like the original, you can rotate this turret here, and these can go up and down. So you got some movement there. You can also move the steering wheel up and down. So here's the Spike from MP10, and you can fit him in there, although he does look a little weird. Now putting the bigger one in here, probably not going to fit, but this one you can kind of look, but he just looks like a little, I don't know, it looks a little funny. But overall, really nice looking Jeep. It does roll just like it used to, very nicely, nice. I think this is rubbery plastic, but it might just be plastic. By the way, beautiful looking vehicle mode. And for a size comparison, there it is next to the MP10 Optimus Prime. Similar scale, obviously, with all the rest. Looks good, fits in just fine, for at least for me anyway. And here's a comparison that everybody wants to see: the original G1 versus G2. Love that look. It just differentiates. Now this is kind of cool if you wanted to do, you know, robot and vehicle mode together. You could kind of do a G1 and G2. You can notice the headlights are definitely different. They were translucent blue here, where they're that painted green. So that's an interesting choice. Here's the back. You still have the painted taillights, yellow here versus red. Yeah, so nice details there on vehicle mode. So final thoughts on the Ocular Max Fraudo Regenesis, or G2 Swindle. Let's start with the positives. I love the deco. I think the paint and sculpt overall looks really good. It is the same mold as the original. I don't find any differences. Having transformed both of them, they are identical to each other. But the paint scheme and the color scheme, obviously, you know, very different. It stands out. It's just, you know, if you like G2, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I also like the accessories. They all look good. I do like the fact that they changed the colors a little bit. And they also changed the head here. You get a slightly different alternate head, so that's good. Also, the transformation, it reminded me, having done this review, how good this robot really is. It's a really high quality, nice plastic, nice design, very intuitive and fun. You know, nothing about this is irritating at all. Really just a fun figure. Now, I didn't put it into combined mode because we're going to do that when we get all of these guys together at the final. You know, right now all we have is Vortex and Swindle. So when we have them all, I will do the combined mode and take a look at that and show you everything. Speaking of combined mode, one negative is it didn't come with the upgrade foot, basically the silver piece that you attach to the bottom in the combined mode to make the Bruticus. Now, MMC has already addressed that. They are going to give us that with their version of Onslaught, which will come later. So that actually is a good thing. I'm glad that they addressed that. We don't have to buy the upgrade set separately. They're going to give it to you. And not only that, but it's going to go with this G2 set. So that's really cool. I'm glad that they're doing that. So highly recommend this. If you're a G2 fan, you got to have this. This is a really cool looking version of Swindle. And if you're a G2, there's not a lot of G2 out there. And this is one of the only G2's versions of Swindle. So definitely pick this up. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.